Hello, everybody, and welcome to another rousing edition of the League Bleed Orange Fantasy Recap Show. I'm Commissioner Horniak, and week 8's over. We got 4 more weeks to the playoffs, so the show is going to be phenomenal today. Today's co-host, Kyle Monda. He's the team owner of Del Holmes Testicles, and he's coming off a heart-wrenching loss. But let's bring him in here and talk about it. Welcome in, Kyle.
Hey, John. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Good. So, last week's matchup. Tell me what happened, man.
Not good at all.
No? Yeah.
Came down to Peyton Manning. He could only score about 10 points, and he had a little more than that.
Yeah, you were going against the Golden Showers, Jeremy Hamill, who previously was one of the worst teams in the league, but maybe he's making a comeback here.
He's turning it around.
Yeah.
Doing the exact opposite.
Yeah, actually, you were like 2-0 the last time we saw you, weren't you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, had some injuries.
Ooh, man, undefeated at the time, but it slowly just went downhill.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, it's a new week. You know what I mean? A new week. So, yeah, last week's matchups we had some crazy ones. I mean, for instance, let's talk about my matchup, a loss, which comes at a bad time for me. I was really on a roll there for a minute, and really needed this to propel me, to a spot in the playoffs. But now it's gonna be a tough climb.
It's tough, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went up against Chris Miller's Queensbridge Cobra Kai, and a 3-point loss. 3-point loss. So
Low-scoring game.
yeah, 80-77. The Jacksonville Jaguars really helped Chris out, and my players just didn't come through. So a loss for me. But hey, again, next week, man, you never know.
Have that.
So then we had Twin Peaks Steeplejacks versus Team Lee, and tell you what, this was actually way closer than I thought it was going to be.
Lee actually put some points on the board.
Yeah, 93 points for Team Lee, but still comes out on the losing end. And Twin Peaks Steeplejacks, they're leading the NFC, sort of. They're all bunched up, but points are dividing them right now.
Same record.
Yeah, same record. Team Pipes is actually leading the NFC after a win last week versus Susie Lopez's kind of a big deal. So another pretty decently scoring game, 139-104. And I'll tell you what, Pipes not only had the high score for the week at 139, but he also had the player of the week. Woo! You know who that was? Matt Stafford. Oof. What a game for him.
Comes back from an injury.
Yeah, I mean, he was gone for like 5 weeks. Threw what? Four touchdowns?
Yep.
4 touchdowns.
3 to the same guy.
3 to the same guy who Pipes also had, which lucky him. And that's how you get 139 points, folks. So take notes. And then how about this? We could almost call this the toilet bowl, I think.
You should rename it.
Oh man, it was gross. The College Algebra Bowl squared. Ooh man. Some wrong math was being done there, that's for sure, because somehow Mike Garlow pulled a win out of his ass with 55 points. Unheard of. Oof.
That might have been low score for the year.
Oh.
At 55.
Oh, the lowest win, that's for sure.
Oh, of course.
It's the lowest win I might have
in
ever
history.
seen. I might have ever seen.
Bleed Orange
history. Bleed Orange history, the lowest point total to win a game. There.
55.
History being made on the recap show this week, let me tell you. Yeah, Team Juggernaut with 48 points just could not pull it together. He had Andre Johnson and Donald Brown going, but
He was coming back.
With
Did
Mike
Garlow have someone going too?
I don't really remember. I think
Pierre Garçon, maybe?
I don't know. But I know one thing. Lang started Donald Brown, and Mike Hart actually started the game and ended up getting all the points. So that's a rough one. That's a rough one for Lang. So Lang drops to 2-6, and as you can see behind us, the standings are relatively the same, but except for one slight change.
Yeah.
You moved down a slot here into the 4th slot in the old AFC, but basically just on points. But I'm kind of a big deal. Did make a big deal, and now she's in 3rd place.
Yeah.
So
I'll come back.
Yeah, I mean, there's still 4 more weeks to go. So yeah, I mean, what do we got? We got next week's matchups, right?
Yep.
You know what that means? Let's bring him in, folks. Last week he was a ghost. This week he's back to normal. So let's welcome in the next week's matchup gnome. Next week's matchup gnome had a really good week last week. He went 4-1. 4-1 actually. His only loss was my loss. I'm sorry, Noam, to let you down. But that makes his record 17-7-1.
Pretty good.
That's impressive.
What's the winning percentage on that?
Did
you do the math?
We don't have
secretary.
We don't have Garlo here, and my secretary's a little busy. Okay. She's rolling the change upstairs as we speak for the league. So first matchup we got your matchup actually. Team Delhome's Testicles versus Team Juggernaut. How you feeling about it?
I'm not sure yet. You guys just made that trade, and
That's true. Team Juggernaut and the Commissioners team, we made a little trade, and I'm sending him Chris Johnson, but he can't use him this week, so I mean maybe that helps you a little bit.
I mean, if he wins, we'll have the same record.
Ooh.
I don't know what the points difference is.
Man, yeah. Ouch. You could drop to the cellar. The cellar of the division.
From top to bottom.
Ouch.
6 weeks.
Yeah, you and Lee could be hanging out in the cellar.
And we both were 2-0.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy turnaround. But let's see. I wonder what the Gnomes got. Oh, look at that, folks. Delhome's Testicles pulling it out.
I like it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I bet you're praying for that one. You need to get back on track. So, yeah. Next up, we got Team Horniak versus Team Pipes. And it's going to be another close one. I had to make some moves specifically for this game because I was without some players because of bye week. So I had to sell a little bit low on Chris Johnson. I picked up Ray Rice and Andre Johnson. And we're going to see how that works out for me. But what do you think the Gnome's picking this week? I mean, last week I let him down.
Decision.
He might
be a little upset with
He might be upset. I wonder what he's got. Oh, I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
You know, I let the Gnome down. And now he's picking against me.
And he's 17-7-1.
17-7-1. He knows his stuff. So I mean, I gotta hope he's wrong on this one. But we'll see. Next up, we got the battle of people of the height of 5'2". Team Lee versus I'm kind of a big deal, Susie Lopez. So hopefully Lee puts players in his lineup. Yeah. Okay, we're always worried about that. Yeah, and Susie's dealing with the Randy Moss situation.
What do you do about that?
Oh, head case. How about that? So the Titans are on a bye, so she loses a player, which is really a bummer. But that means Randy Moss had to deal with 2 byes this year, so that's a little rough. Let's see who the Gnomes got. Oh, Susie pulling it out. That would be nice for her. She needs to get back on track.
I kind of hope she loses.
Oh yeah,
if I win, then I'll be back in my third spot.
That's You were settled into that third spot for a while.
I liked it.
Yeah, it felt pretty good, I bet. Next up, we got Jeremy Hamill's Golden Showers versus Chris Miller's Queensbridge Cobra Kai. Battle of NFC division opponents. And, Queensbridge Cobra Kai would get some Odd Bradshaw back this week, so that'll help him out. And, I wonder what the Gnome's picking here. Oh, the old QKK.
It'll be a blowout.
A blowout, yeah. Kyle Monda's calling it. Wow. Well, I mean, the Gnome and yourself.
30 points.
30 points.
Yeah.
Chris Miller's hoping for that's for sure. So, we'll see. Finally, we got the matchup of the week.
It is.
Oh,
it's a good one, too.
This is a good one, folks. We got 2 division leaders. Let's just call them division leaders. Because, I mean, Twin Peaks Steeplejacks, has the same record as Pipes. Points, whatever. He's still leading the NFC. And Team Carry the One, led by Mike Arlo, leading the AFC. This is going to be a barn burner. You know what I mean? I mean, the Gnome had to do his research on this one. I mean, I know he just made it to the show today. I mean, he was coming from checking the old practice fields. Yeah. So luckily he made it, and here's the pick. Oh, Steeplejacks! Wow, that would be a little bit of an upset, but Carry the One's been going downhill a little bit. I mean, his players have kind of been letting him down. So
55 last week.
Yeah, 55 last week. I mean, who knows what's going to happen this week? Do you think it could be worse?
Hope.
Ooh, man. I hope too, actually. I was going to feel bad for a second, but I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's thank the next week's matchup, Gnome. Thank you for coming out. Absolutely. Making the picks, as usual. And he makes them right. But I don't know what the percentage is, but he does. He is something. So, yeah, I mean, we've been having a huge viewer response to the show. We got lots of people watching the show, and as you can see behind me, we set up an email account so that people can contact us. That's bleedorangerecapshow@gmail.com. And we got some emails in, actually. So we're going to read them on air, see how it goes, So first email says, Dear Kamish, huge fan of the Bleed Orange Recap Show, long-time watcher, first-time emailer. Wanted to comment on two things. She says, I'm kind of a front-runner, so I really loved that Team Carry the One. I mean, obviously, he's been leading for a long time, so I can see why she's saying that. And she wanted an opportunity to meet Mike Garlow. But, Del Holmes Testicles keeps taking him out, so she wants to know, is Kyle Manda single? How about that? All right, so what do you think about that? Are you single? You want to put it out to all the viewers?
First off, Mike could never beat me.
That's true.
I'll say that now.
That is true. That is true.
And, yes.
Oh, how about that? So all the single ladies out there, email us here at bleedorangerecapshow@gmail.com.
Courtesy of Del Holmes Testicles.
That's right. That's right. She also wants to know, she just got to know this. She says, is the recap gnome real? Well, we know for a fact he's real. And he really can pick some games. All right.
Who do you think runs the camera?
I'm telling you what, he does it all here at the show. So, it says, love your number one fan, J Squared. So, J Squared, thank you for emailing in. This one is actually to you. It says, Dear
Another one?
I'm telling you what. Everybody knew you were co-hosting today. It says, Dear Del Holmes Testicles, how does my dick taste? It says, I could have started my bye-week players and still won. Sincerely, the Golden Showers. Ooh, ouch. It says, P.S. Thanks for benching LeGarrette Blount. His 22 points wouldn't have been very useful for you anyway. How do you feel about that one? I mean,
couldn't trust him yet.
Yeah. I mean, that's a rough one. But I
don't know how your dick tastes either. So.
Yeah, I mean, the emailers are a little rude today. Obviously, I mean, it's first time in, so you gotta get it past them. So this one says, Dear Kamish, myself and Team Juggernaut would like to personally thank Kyle Manda and the Del Holmes Balls for making an appearance on the recap show this week. Regards, the weekly recap show curse. Oh, that's right. Hopefully you break that one, huh? I mean,
that's where it all and that's where my winning streak went away.
That's true.
I've won one game. I've gone 1-5 since then.
Oh man. Well, hey, you could break it this week. Could be the week for you.
I'm playing Lang, so.
Yeah. Hey, we'll see how that goes. I mean, he's all injured. We all know that.
Yeah,
so
I got it.
Next up, it says, Dear Recap Show, I would like to take this chance to ask the Golden Showers to quit overvaluing his players. Sincerely, Javad Best, 40-point week 2. How about that?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, our emailers, they're the best.
He's going to do a lot better now, too.
Yeah.
Split carries.
Yeah. This one says, Dear Kamish, after voting this past Tuesday, it got me thinking, does the league vote a lot? And you know what we do?
Yeah.
We vote on absolutely everything. It's a democratic league, that's for sure. But, one thing that the Commish tries to do is I try to set up, polls to kind of gauge, how the league's feeling, about pertinent fantasy topics, And the poll that was this past couple weeks was, is Mike Garlow a douchebag, actually? All the league members wanted to know that. And how'd you vote on that one?
I voted, his finger shoes say it all.
His finger shoes
a douche.
say it all. He's a douche. Well, I'll tell you what, it was a close one. But I've never seen a bigger douche. Was a close second, but his finger shoes say it all. He's a douche was the big winner on that one. So, I mean, the league votes on absolutely everything, and we're glad all of our viewers got out there to vote. Yeah. And I mean, that pretty much does it for the emails this week. Remember, if you want to email the league, bleedorangerecapshow@gmail.com. Next week's host, actually, is going to be Susie Lopez.
First time
on the show. We finally got our schedules matched up, and so you can send your emails to Susie. You can send them to the Commish. Hey, you can send them to the Gnome. The Gnome loves his viewers. So until next week, I'd like to thank all the league members and all the viewers. And Kyle, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely, and we will see you guys next week.